All right, everybody, welcome to another Risk of Resources loadout race of the week. I am Race. I'm joined here by Frost. Hello.
Hi, hey, it's me. I'm here.
Yeah, he is here. All right, so let's go over the thing we're doing today. Chat room, everybody. So we're actually doing a team race today. Surprise! I know it's not what we announced a couple days ago, but it's different and it's cool. It was very much a last minute thing. Less than an hour ago, we had the team set up and we're like, okay, let's just do it. So we have a red team, which is Cabbage and Goji, and we have blue team, which is Zinc and Ruddy. And the loadouts today are very interesting. So we have Artie, Good Loader, we have Default Merc and NG. It's gonna be really, really good. So let's jump over to the thing because they're already starting. Um, Let me see here. Doo doo doo. Alrighty, and there we go. Starting off the first loadout with Artie today. So this is a loadout that's very, I don't know, it's pretty safe a little bit. They have Ion Surge, so they have a free pillar skip. They got early AoE. They can't rely on ignition tanks or anything like that because they don't have any fire in their kit. But it should be interesting nonetheless. Reminder: let's go over a little bit how teams work and everything like that.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah. So if I score the best, I get like, you know, 3, 4 points or whatever. And my teammate gets 1 point. Our combined score for the loadout is 5 points. And there are no bonus points either, because those could be exploited a little bit. So it's just like an addition thing. No big deal. But we are looking for players to try to, like, try to be, the two on top. Right.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean,
Um,
it's a
the
race. Go fast.
Yeah, it's very interesting though, the strategies we've kind of seen in co-op though. Like one person will be like, okay, I'm gonna just try to speed ahead as fast as I can, and then if I see anything of note, I can kind of tell my teammate about it, something like that, and they'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go for like more of a stable approach, see if I can just like get a good time here, something like that. So they can also, I mean, they're on a call right now, they're communicating. I know there's going to be some confusion, like, oh, they're not in a game together. No, they are in their separate lobbies, but that does open up still a lot of team play for him. And there's a band stage 1 we see on red team. Cabbage just found it. So he's going to tell Goji about it, and they're going to go in and pick up the band very quick. That's the thing. If you find something, I mean, your team should get it, both of them every time. There is an ICBM. There's a pluripotent larva, by the way. This is a very stat stage 1. Um, any questions about the team play aspect of things?
No, I mean, it just seems like, they're trying to. I always liked the team ones. I think the team one was one of the first that I watched. I didn't really
Mhm.
understand how the scoring worked at the time, but I understood that it's like if one player is like falling behind or something, or like, dies or something, they can play recklessly to try to get ahead and give the other person information of like, this stage is a wash. Don't even bother looting.
Yeah. I think the nice thing too, there's a couple of supreme advantages in my opinion. Number one, you're not alone in a call dealing with, like, oh, I messed up, it's terrible. Like I have to just sit here and kind
Oh
of
yeah,
face my consequences for the
the
next hour.
mental.
Yeah. So it's really nice having someone in your ear just being like, dude, it's fine. I can come back. I can carry the rest of the round. All we need to do is just like,
Yeah.
focus up, just keep giving me info. You still can feel useful, which is very
Does
valuable.
the do the players like? Is it smart to like split up which direction you go at the beginning of the game?
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. And that's
Because I didn't
one
really
of
pay attention. I was dealing with my own problems, but um, yeah. It's like you go left, I go right, and then we'll tell you where all the good shit is.
hmm And there's so much advantage to that, right? Because like when you're playing solo, sometimes you just choose left and you don't find the drone man or something, right? So if
Yeah.
you can cover more of the stage, then there's less like RNG of like how you kind of handle the way things are laid around and things like that. And like I think taking out like void seeds and things like this too are really important. Like one person be like, okay, I'm gonna tell you if this void seed is worth, for example. Like you don't have to waste too much time doing that. But it's very nice though to have, if you do mess up, you can still win the loadout with your teammate if they can carry, and we've seen that a lot, just like back and forth. Oh, when Goji dying stage one
What
to a
the hell?
vagrant blast. That is not a good start for today, but that being
That's
said,
gotta hurt.
yeah, it hurts less because Cabbage is there with them, but it does hurt. It is our first load of the day though. Things happen on the first loadout like this a lot of the time. Everyone's warming up, but man, that is pretty rough. Rough plus
Yeah,
five.
that's a tough start. It's tough when it happens on stage one or something like that, you know? Because like then you have to be even more stressed to not make mistakes later on.
Absolutely. But like, you just have to live with that scar the whole run. Like, man, I could have been here 5 minutes faster. Yada yada. The whole time. It's tough. And unfortunately for Goji, red team did not find the pluripotent larva before that point. So if they would have been blue team, for example, they would have just had the Void Dios pop, and it would have been okay.
Yeah.
But tough. It looks like
Wait, is
Cabbage
that the
did find.
canister that has it right there? No.
No, no, it's the one that Cabbage just found, bottom
Okay,
left.
okay, okay. Damn, that's gotta suck to now that Cabbage has found it to be like, hey, by the way, there's an extra life. Could
Yeah.
have had it.
It looks like Goji is not going for it though. They're just saying, okay, right now I need to start moving. And it looks like
Yeah.
Cabbage is going to be more the one that loots up a little bit.
Yeah, start scouting out. I mean, it's like, the prime example right here is like Goji's coming onto the stage and immediately actually clearing out the void seed because it's like, that's my job now. I can
Hmm.
clear out this void seed, figure out what's in a canister, and be like, nah, these items aren't worth it. Just skip it. Don't waste your time. Or no, there's a void uke in the first one. Go grab that one, and you get out and ahead. I don't
Absolutely.
know.
Oh, by the way, I do have to mention, if anyone wants to play bingo, we have our bingo command in chat. Exclamation point bingo. Get your personalized bingo sheet. Play with the teams. I know Kay just updated it for the team race just an hour ago, so it's all good. It's a new one. It looks like though everyone is trying to go for this void seed because it's so close to spawn. It would
Yeah,
be
it's
kind
right
of a
there.
mistake to come back later, potentially. But
All the
actually,
enemies will
looking
spread out.
looking at the void seed, I don't really see too much in it. I see one void cradle. I see some stalks. No, two void cradles actually. Never mind. It's fine. And on Goji
Ooh,
screen,
there
you
you
do have a
go.
safer spaces.
That's
Love
what you
it.
want to see.
So
Hell yeah.
they're telling Cabbage right now, you gotta go for that one immediately. I mean, obviously everyone's gonna get it, but
Yeah, but
love
it's,
that.
that you can waste your health on this early on because it's not going to
Absolutely.
hurt you in the later on in the stage.
Now, Zank is scaring me a little bit. They were at like one health there. Looks like they went for the Tenna bubble first, so they have to wait a
Oh
little bit longer
no.
now. They're gonna have to come back later for the safer spaces, unfortunately. So far, the run does look pretty good, though. I mean, it's very generous so far. I mean, they also have the option at some point, if they would like to purposely die so they can corrupt their items. They do have a band though, so it would be more if they get like a uke and maybe like an ATG or something like that. Actually,
Yeah, you need something.
it looks like blue team never found the ICBM, so we have actually a unique advantage on red team here. If they do find
Yeah.
a missile, we can see them kind of blaze ahead a little bit.
Yeah, that'll be a major advantage.
So
Cabbage actually stuck around and found this, got the second void seed, found it was the Tenabobble, and not exactly what you want, but still a take, I guess.
mhm. They for sure told Goji just like, "Hey, don't bother." And Goji's already doing the boss. They're just like, "Hey, I'm just gonna try to get out of here and see what's next stage
Yeah.
and stuff."
I mean, yeah, Artificer, especially with the band, just does have natural good early damage to take out the first two or three stages with pretty much no struggle.
Yep, absolutely. I'm looking at Cabbage here because he did pick up the pennies, and
Oh
Cabbage
yeah.
is very good at actually farming penny money to see if he can get a more loot this stage. We'll see. The thing about the stage though is not really very conducive to taking easy damage. Pests kind of do big damage. Unless a Templar spawns, which he's probably looking for right now, there's not going to be a huge money advantage here. We'll see. It's important to kind of keep track of those things. The rats would kind of take a chunk out of you too. I'm interested to see when Goji leaves though, and when Cabbage
I think it'll
leaves.
be
Kind of,
immediately.
I think it'll be immediately too. I think they're
Yeah.
just gonna go for it.
With their current setup, like having the void explosions and everything, like you can clear out a lot of ads really quickly. So just bowling through the next stage and trying to figure out what's going on, get some money early, open up some chests, give some info.
Mm-hmm. I
Maybe
agree.
maybe crack a few of those stages over on Loot Island, but
I think Cabbage will. I don't know if Goji will.
no, Goji's going over for it right
Oh,
now.
never mind. Take it back. They are going for a little bit more stuff. There is a lot of stuff over here. Do we see what those printers are? I can't really tell.
It looked like a gas printer.
Gas printer and maybe a
Ooh,
slug. Oh, and there's
there's the
the uke.
uke.
So
Yeah.
unfortunately, Goji did not find the pluripotent larva. They wanted to leave early, but they said, "Hey, Cabbage, there's a uke there." And Cabbage is thinking like, "Okay, at some point, uh, we could, int for the polyloot." So,
And Cabbage is picking up the second key. So
hmm,
that's just another reason to die as well, right? Like
yeah,
die before you go off this stage, and then you get void keys to get possibly the ICBM plus missile combo. Like there's a serious setup there.
it is
But then
possible.
you do have void band.
Yeah, that's the void ban. I don't know if he's gonna do it. I think they want to do it before they get watches or something like that, but
Yeah, of
I
course.
I think I think the ban is just too high value at the very moment, more than a polyloot would be probably. So it looks like Goji and Cabbage are out. Actually, almost everyone is out at the same time. So, and we got Fogbound Lagoon today. If you don't know what Fogbound is, it's a custom modded map that we have in the races. I see confusion sometimes about it, but it's also available if you want to play with it yourself. It's very cool. It's very like Hopu quality. So
Yeah. When the competitive players start adopting widely, a specific mod, you're like, okay, that's must be pretty fucking good. It's like
yeah.
I just got off playing Isaac, and you just got to think that like the entire new DLC from Isaac was all based off of a mod. Some
Hmm.
mods are just built different.
And out of the first key box on stage 3 is a Sentient Meat Hook, which is really, really good AoE, especially
Yeah.
for blue team. Well, I was gonna say all of blue team, but Ruddy did find the Uke. It was just Zinc that did not. So either way, Zinc has some AoE now with the Void Scent. Kind of procs off of that pretty well. Looks like red team has found their meat hook as well. Everyone has it. That's just nice AoE for the rest of the run.
Yeah, I didn't realize Zinc was going so fast. They're like already, 35% of the way through this teleporter.
Yeah.
Significantly ahead of everybody else. Kind of cruising right now.
And I know obviously that we have, you know, our racers be fast players and everything, but this is kind of a particular race with the people who are playing because all four of these guys specialize in speed running a lot, right? Ruddy has, I think, several world records right now for speed running. Cabbage has held a few. Goji speedruns as well as Zinc. Zinc has the world record for the fastest prismatic trial ever recorded, um, for example. So, I mean, especially coming up to, we have Loader soon, which is really interesting because all these guys, I think except Ruddy, plays Loader a lot. Yeah, Ruddy just grabbed 3 more world records just the other day, which is crazy.
I just woke up on a Tuesday afternoon and
Yeah.
decided to break some records. Just no big deal.
Yeah, just grab a few on your way to the store. But it's very interesting. Like, not always do we have players that specifically devote so much of their time to speedrunning, but this is kind of special in that way. Very
And it's
interesting.
showing too by the fact that usually by the end of stage 3, it's not this neck and neck.
Hmm.
Like every single player was on the stage 3 boss at the exact same time. Now, obviously, Goji's got a little more time on the clock, but it's just impressive that usually by now somebody's kind of split off from the pack.
Ooh, very interesting. Stage 4 is actually a family event of wisps. We don't run into this one
Ooh,
too often, but it means they can actually get the little disciple here because they'll get a Grove Tender boss. So if they find a gun
okay.
somewhere, it might be worth keeping around for this one.
Yeah. And I mean, this is probably a welcome sight as a stage 2 because everybody has some form of pretty decent AoE at this point. Like
I mean, it's very
nobody's
free stage. Yeah.
yeah, nobody's thinking that they're going to get overwhelmed right now by a couple of greater wisps.
And honestly, everyone with pennies right now, which I believe is everybody, except Goji, yeah, has the chance to just get a lot of money very, very quickly if they want to loot up a little bit here. It looks like Cabbage is going right for the TP and just saying, I'll hit a lot during TP. We can just get money that way.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the Void Send Flame, you just kind of melt. And that
And
it
there it
dropped.
is.
It just drops.
Love
It's
that.
just the item. Wow. And I mean that's gonna be really interesting because if the other players might not decide to be as balls to the wall, and they might try to farm the stage for an equipment to try to guarantee the little disciple, but they're just gonna get left behind. And whenever they find that, that'll be huge
Hmm.
disappointment. But it's kind of funny seeing a normal chest up where the giga chest can be.
Yeah. It's just
It's
like,
kind
oh,
of
subbed
it's
out.
kind of silly.
Looking at Cabbage, I think Cabbage and Ruddy are the ones with keys that they could open this stage. So it'd be interesting to kind of see if they found the key. I don't think Cabbage is going to go looking for it, but if there's something in it that's good, we can kind of see in the future for that. Reminder, everything is seeded, including all of the key boxes and stuff, but they're seeded based on the order you open them. So if I have a key this stage and you just don't have a key yet, and I open it, right? You can get the same key box item when you get your key. It's just I have it now. But everyone with the little disciple, void sent flame, sentient meat hook. I mean, for sure, stage 5 is going to be a breeze. We just kind of got to think about Mithrix here. I think the one thing I'm looking at is they kind of have low speed, which is not a huge deal. It just means that Low Disciple isn't going to be doing as much damage as it could. They're going to probably have to be using Ion Surge a lot more than they're probably wanting to, because it puts them out of range of the Little Disciple, and out of easy damage range as well. So without a little bit more speed to be a little bit comfortable there, it might just take a little bit longer to fight. They do have saber spaces though, so they can kind of like get in a little bit more. And they also, except Goji, they all do have the Plurpton Larva, so they could play a little bit greedier at the start as well. A lot of things to
Genuine
consider.
question as a noob,
Yep.
as a person who doesn't know, is it faster to do the new host skip um with Artificer, or is it faster to just climb normally
Hmm. Artie is a
with
little
the
bit weird. I don't
yeah.
remember if Artie can do it with saver spaces. I think they can do it with. It's either they can't do it with saver spaces or they can and can't do it with headset or they can. There's one that's really weird. Um, but they're probably just gonna have to go up with Ion Surge.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I figured.
And
That's what I figured.
what a lot of players do is they go up with Ion Surge, drop down, to do like a host skip jump, and then just go up from there. So they like kind of get some free height.
Oh, yeah, 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 that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, Cabbage is kind of just soaring ahead at this point. The
Hmm.
pack is finally being pulled ahead. Found another ice band.
Right on
That
TP
wasn't even
too.
from the boss. Yeah, that wasn't even from the boss. I mean, every other player is probably going to find it, but
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate when you find a band and you're just like, everyone's gonna find this, but like, at least I
right,
have it.
yeah.
Goji looks like they're looting a little bit more now as well. They're just like saying, okay, well, obviously Cabbage is doing really well. So for me to kind of catch up, I'm gonna need to get something different, right? I'm gonna need to maybe get some like special items somewhere if I want a chance at placing, in second or third or something like
Yeah,
that.
got to pull a disputed at that point and find the random combo
Yeah.
off to the side.
It looks like everyone is kind of defaulting to the same strat to deal with the overloading Elder Lemurian as well. I saw Goji doing this. They're just trying to pull the Elder off the side of the map instead of actually trying to damage it because it's just way easier.
It's
See,
just so
Zinc is just
tanky.
trying to pull it right now. It's not really want to cooperate.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to either, really. I wouldn't want to jump off of a cliff if I was the Elder Lemurian, but
No, they want to. They love it. And it looks like Cabbage is the first one to the moon. We're not really too surprised here, but insane to see regardless. All right, let's see it. So I think Cabbage is going to do the hybrid skip. Obviously, they don't have any items to give up for soup or anything like that, so it's kind of pointless to even really check. It looks like blue team has just only started their teleporters as well, which is a little bit surprising to me. I thought that they would have, you know, done a little bit faster. I know they do have pennies, so maybe, but that's the one thing about Cabbage, right? We can even look at his item quantities right now as well. Cabbage not only plays very quickly, and he's usually the one who is ahead of the pack, but he also has the most items out of everybody too.
that's
He's a
that's
very
crazy.
efficient looter,
Yeah.
more than most. Ooh,
Ooh,
Zinc almost died in an overloading
possible
El
death.
Lemurian orb. He did not pull that Lemurian off the cliff earlier, so he's gonna have to deal with it now in the teleporter, and it's stuck in the teleporter because they love to sit in there and do that. So he has to just deal with it before we can even charge a teleporter at all. Which he did, but a little bit scary anyway.
Yeah, that was. I saw the bolt hit him, and I was like, "Is that going to be enough?" And it was just
Almost.
barely not. Barely, barely, barely. What would be good enough at soup right now for you to not just jump up?
I don't really think anything because even if there is like a really good red item, you're still pretty much guaranteeing to give up the bans. And there
Right.
we could see it with Cabbage doing a little bit of a host skip jump. I think what it was with the Saber Space is you have to like click spacebar immediately as you land, which is a little bit weird because of her hover. But got Cabbage up to the branches. He's just gonna walk up and Ion Surge from here. It's easy to kind of waste time there if you don't do it well because you can just like stick on the ground when you do the host skip. So you just have to go up and Ion Surge all over again. So looks like Goji is going for more loot though, trying to see if they could find just again something that could help. Maybe like a missile or something would be in their best interest. It looks like no one really has equipment, right? Like only half the racers have some, so they're
Yeah,
probably
and it's
thinking
nothing
like,
like to write home about. It's
no. Especially on Eclipse 8, right? Because if you use a Gubo as Artie, the Gubo will walk around, Ion Surge, and then just fall to their death, which is really cool. So, and then
AI is the future.
obviously
We can say it. We can say it, man. Like
the
it's
backup
taken
isn't
all of our
good either.
jobs.
Yeah, it's ready, dude. It looks like Goji is going for speed here to try to capitalize on the Little Disciple damage. And that might be good. There was a speed printer on the other side of the stage. A blue team is looking pretty stable, though. They both have their Dios, and they're both on the moon. So we're really, like, we might see a situation where Cabbage gets first, Goji gets last, and blue team comes in second and third, so it just kind of ties it up again. But we'll
I mean,
see.
yeah, Cabbage is making incredible time right now. It's melting that first stage.
Unfortunately for them, the only real damage they have is pretty much the bans at this point, right? They have an AP round as well, which is kind of nice, but nothing else like super reliable. But that's like the fact that they got there so early just means that those bands just have so much more value.
This is
But
probably going to be the hardest phase, the second phase, just
oh,
because
every time.
artificers is annoying to aim your damaging abilities at these flying enemies.
Absolutely. With the ice spear, a lot easier. Just point and click, right? With the orb, like, oh man.
Such a pain.
Has there ever been a PR and or a world record on race before? Yes, actually, we've had world record times in races before, but the
That's
reason they
crazy.
didn't count was because the players knew the stages beforehand on the website. So
True.
unfortunate as
Wait, that
hell, but
sucks.
yeah.
If I was that player, I would literally go in blind every single time. I would actually every single time I would be like, no, I don't want to know. I refuse. I refuse to look at the stages beforehand. Just tell me what character we're playing. God,
It's
that's
that
crazy.
I've seen
It'd
several.
be
I've
even crazier
seen
too if it was on like an alt loadout. Like it wasn't even the
yeah,
quote unquote best statistically.
we've seen it. I've seen some of the guys scrim, because they do scrims here in the Discord. And I've seen Cabbage do a Void Fiend run that was literally the fastest run of all time. And he was just like, "Oh, okay." Like couldn't count as world record or anything, but you know,
Oh no.
there you go. Cabbage already on the phase 3. Blue team's still on phase 1 and Goji entering phase 1 as well. Hopefully the extra speed they got can kind of help, but I don't know. They really just have to focus on. I mean, they're just such a disadvantage, right? They don't have the pluripotent larva and they're +5. The other players could still die twice and still be ahead, which is tough. Tough position to be in compared to your opponents. I don't know if Cabbage has a phase 4 skip here. Maybe something, but
It
we'll
would have
see.
to be. It would have to be a pretty RNG one.
Yeah, we'll see. You might try to pull something off we've seen crazier. So far,
It's
everyone is
also just
doing.
it's so addicting to just kill him when he's frozen because there's that massive, massive, massive threshold that you can get.
Yeah, it looks
It's
like
just
Cabbage
too
is
good
just
of an
ending it
execute.
off. The
Yeah,
thing
it's
about
probably faster.
oh, from where he was, absolutely. Having to wait through
Yeah.
the entire like cycle to go back would have been too long. Missing one of his orbs there at the start. It's fine though, because he got bans back immediately. He's gonna try to go in for an Ion Surge ban proc, and there he goes. Phase 4 is pretty much completely done for him. Even if he gets hit here, it doesn't really matter. He has all the damage back, so. And there we
Fast
go.
run. Good run for him.
That is going to be a sub 30 Artificer, which is very good. We've seen a lot of sub
Yeah.
30s recently, so.
That's strong. Competitive time. Oh, and he's why? What are you doing? I'm sorry. That annoyed me.
Whatever.
He see the good portal came out at the shipping request form and he turned around to get it.
Well, if
He
he would
turned
have
around to get a
gotten
fucking slug.
a speed item, it would have been faster. I think that's what he was
Yeah,
hoping for.
okay. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. It just annoyed me, all right? Just annoyed me that it seemed like, ooh, piece of candy.
Got rewarded. Does anyone else have? I think everyone has the shipping request form. Actually, they're all going to get a little bit of a surprise when they take the good portal.
Oh man.
It looks like Ruddy is just finishing up phase 2. Goji is in the start of it. I'm worried about Goji here though, but they do have a lot more speed, so they shouldn't be too bad here. They can just get up close and little disciple them. Sync is in phase 3 though, so we'll see how fast they get it done. I'm not going to bring in Cabbage until Goji is done though. I want that both
Right, yeah.
players in the team.
Makes sense, makes sense.
Honestly, good start for Cabbage. Cabbage has been absolutely tearing up the races lately. Um, they do seem like our most consistent player and best player lately.
Nope, it's
So,
Ray Dance. Ray Dance.
uh-oh.
I'm a Ray Dance fan. I'm a Ray Dance apologist.
Dan fan? A Ray
I
fan?
am. It is what it is. It's that Aussie charm.
Well, I'll have to check the elo sheet for Dan. I'll have to scroll down a bit. We'll see where he is.
Wait a minute. That's so BM. Dan, no. He's not here to defend himself.
Hey,
Igochi's
Red.
struggling a little bit on this face too.
If you're looking for Australian, kind of a player, Ruddy is Australian.
Yeah, but wait, does he have the charm?
No, sorry, Ruddy.
Wow, you're just dishing out BM left and right today. Oh man.
Zinc is in phase 4, and so is Ruddy. So blue team, so it went about as well as I expected. Blue team very on par with each other right now.
Oh yeah.
They're coming in
Seconds.
pretty synced up. And it looks like Goji is gonna finish off in last for today, but that is perfectly fine. It basically what this means is that we're back to tied up. We're gonna see it basically 0-0 at the end of this loadout. So we're gonna basically restart. That's the thing. We have a potential to have a tiebreaker for team races like this. So
Do we have a
gotta be a bit
tiebreaker
careful.
character for today?
No, we roll it on the spot if we have one.
Fun.
Yeah.
Can it be a character we've already seen?
No. But it will be random with a random loadout.
Sure.
And we actually saw Ruddy take the shipping request form after he teleported back down. And because he had 2 shipping request forms, he got a gas instead. Exciting.
The value.
Huge value.
Look at them go.
Hold on. I need to edit something real quick. Yeah, it looks fine. Chat, if you see any like the things off center today, I had to like redo a lot of stuff, so don't yell at me, all right? Thank you.
It's okay. My chat's yelling at me because they can't see the scores on my stream.
A worthy yell. By the way, if you want to see the scores and stuff, you can go to riskofresources.com and you can see the full
Oh
score
yeah.
tabulation there and everything. So that is where I'm getting all of my data on my screen.
Bang. Cabbage has 3.
Very powerful. We're gonna get 2 points for Zinc and then 1 point for Ruddy, and unfortunately 0 for Goji, the first one today. And I know it feels like kind of weird to say it, but at the end of the day, Goji's +5 didn't matter that much. They would have, well, they obviously did play different because of it, but as of right now, anyway, it wasn't like, oh, I messed up stage 1, so suddenly I got in last from just that. They were a little bit behind. I would like to believe that they would have played more as Cabbage did, less looking around a little bit more, but let's also bring in our blue team. Talk to them about how they did. Hello, blue team.
Hello.
How was
How's it?
the loadout?
It was pretty good. I think Ready is gone right now, but it was like pretty average. I think there was a band, which was nice, and you just kind of like kept the band, and that was your damage.
There was the band, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty solid from the start. Had a little bit of everything. Good damage, good AoE.
You guys unfortunately missed the ICBM stage 1.
Mm,
But it didn't matter because there were no missiles
it
that
didn't
anyone
matter,
found.
yeah.
No.
Where was that?
I think it was in a shrine stage 1 actually. I don't remember
Okay.
specifically where, but
I don't think we hit any shrines.
mm. And
You
let
know,
me bring up
we had a
my.
nice amount of speed, which was nice. You could traverse the stages pretty fast. But
I mean,
pretty standard already.
what was it? The family event, getting the little disciple stage 4 was kind of cool. There was a speed
Yeah.
printer stage 5. I don't know if you guys really went into that. I know Goji did.
We
None of
did
us
not
saw
see
it.
that.
Okay. Yeah, well, it existed, so. And then like the pluripotent larva in case anything happened, all that good stuff. I mean, you guys had the
Oh, that-
polyloot as well. Wait, where Zinc did you get the? I mean, both of you had it. Where did you guys get the polyloot? I didn't even see it.
It's just
It was
the cradle on
stage
stage
4
4.
on the mushroom.
I missed
It
that
was a void
completely.
cradle.
My bad. But yeah, red team did not find it.
Okay.
Cabbage did get in first. You guys
Yes.
got in the tied time of second and third. Goji got in last. So basically, all guys are tied up. It's 3-3 on the teams right now.
Ooh. Going into loader.
Oh no.
All right. Let me bring in red team real quick.
That's no matter what.
Hello, red team.
Yo, what's up?
Yo.
Hey. So how was the run?
It was a run.
There was a run.
I definitely ran.
Anything? I mean, I know you just didn't get a missile or anything, but you know that kind of
I had a
sucked.
firework, and that was kind of crazy.
So Goji, how did you adapt your style after the unfortunate +5?
I tried to scout. I mean, honestly, not much. Like, I was definitely playing pretty cautiously,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the only like actual change we made is like stage 2. I stayed and scouted the void seed early instead of like moving to check if there was anything in it. But outside of
Right.
that, I was just kind of like playing slow and trying not to be too jittery and not +5. My Mythics fight was horrible. I just missed and missed and missed.
It is harder with that loadout to hit, so it's understandable.
Yeah.
I saw you like looting up stage 5 a little bit more. It's like maybe you can find something different. While Cabbage just kind of was like, okay, I have a lead here. Kind of just want to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I kind of just wanted to print a little bit of speed, which
Mhm.
that was a mistake I made. I should have just printed speed before going to telly. It's just I wasn't like confident in that decision beforehand. And then yeah, I definitely just wasted time there.
But overall, it was a good start to the day, actually. Everyone's playing pretty close to each other. It was only up until like stage 4 where everyone kind of split off a little bit. So like we saw everyone pretty much doing the same thing the entire time, which was really nice.
Yeah, it was kind of
Loot the void
crazy.
seed? Anyone loot the void seed stage 4?
No.
No.
Okay.
Wow.
There was a poly loot that red team did not find stage 4 though.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
and they still lost? All right. Any
Somehow.
loaders?
Smile. But this is the one that I think we're all kind of have our eyes on today, the loader loadout. So
Wow, I love loader.
I love loader. If you
Yeah,
guys
it's
are
a fun
ready,
character.
Loader.
go into your team prisons and we'll see you on the loadout.
Yeah.
Team prisons.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Good luck, everybody. All right, this is gonna be a good one, actually. I'm ready. So, loader. This is the loader loadout that all of the players like the best as well. They have
Oh, that's
the
good.
good grapple, the good punch, and they have pylons so they can do pylon tricks. So we're about to see some of the most high level loader gameplay in one spot that you can probably get. I know that Cabbage and Sync specifically are very, very powerful loaders. Goji is as well. Ruddy, I don't know how much they play loader, honestly, but I know for sure that these three are some of the best. So
Yeah, I mean, like they're already doing the boss. They're just it's actually like really interesting that red team is already they swung immediately to the boss, both of them, and that's how they're going to get their advantage. They're just like, fuck stage 1, we go next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's a strat. Loader needs nothing. Loader needs barely anything, if even that.
Loser can use a band. That would be very nice, but nothing super needed.
Yeah, what about a gloop though? Do you think maybe a gloop would be wanted? Do you think,
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
maybe like the players would really appreciate that. Is that 2 stage 1 gloops in a row? Is today the
Yes,
day of the gloop?
it's Gloop Day. I hope they get it for NG so they can have Gloop turrets, but we'll see later.
Wait, top
Hmm.
right. That's a plasma shrimp.
It looks like Ruddy has found the plasma shrimp, actually. So amazing
On like
job.
the character that it's not the most useful on, but oh, oh,
That is not good. That is not good.
oh my god.
All
2
right.
stage 1 gloop deaths so far today.
Oh
That's
boy.
kind of crazy.
That
Red team
does
does
hit the
find a plasma
mental
shrimp.
pretty hard, especially because blue team, they were really hoping that because I've heard them talking about it earlier. They were like, okay, Zinc, you need to carry a little bit on this one. I'll do the best I can, but Goji and Cabbage being on a team for Loader is
Yeah.
that's gonna be tough to beat. So, and it's just stacking the odds against them that little bit more.
Yeah, and there's like a crazy setup here. If you look at Cabbage's loadout right now, there's already a crowbar that. Oh wait, no, did Cabbage not pick up the crowbar? Because I know Goji did. Okay, so that's
Hmm.
interesting. But they did get the void fuel cell, which if you find a backup mag, that's a lot of potential of just getting around maps freely with multiple little sentries, right?
Mm, absolutely.
That is a painful early reset, though. Goji actually went and grabbed a green scrap. Didn't like the death mark, I guess.
I mean, Deathmark for Loader, best combo you can get, really, but it's fine. It's whatever. And they really have, honestly, a solid build already. Crowbar, Plasma Shrimp, Lysate even is really nice with Pylon, like you said, like, just zipping around a little bit more often. Especially when we get to the moon, we're going to be able to see a lot more just easier stage traversals, so.
Right, yeah. And I guess even does your turret, does it proc plasma shrimp?
It does.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess double lifestay cell on a boss is like pretty good damage right now. You know?
It's
That's
very
not that's
nice
not
for
bad.
the ads around, but I mean, since Loader's Loader, you can just kind of punch.
Yeah,
But if like, a Lemurian comes up, they're gonna get absolutely blasted. So,
fair. Did find a ukulele on Zinc screen.
mhm.
Again, a great item, but is like if I can transfer that into the void version, then it's better. But right now, I'm not very happy because it's just not the character that's incredible with it. You know?
It is pretty good for clearing out a bunch of enemies at once, but you're right that they do have double pylon, right? So they won't need it really as much as they probably would otherwise.
Yeah. Would probably like to reverse the poly loot and the plasma shrimp and
Hmm.
is a normal ATG better on loader?
Hmm. That is a math question. I mean, sometimes, right? If you
Yeah.
if you proc ATGs, it's better. If you do not, eh. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
And then the problem with ATGs as well that isn't really talked about that much. ATGs miss a lot. I don't know how many people notice it really, but they miss. They do not hit the target. They hit the ground a lot. They sometimes just don't get to their targets. But when they do hit, they do a lot of damage. Obviously, they're very good items still. But Plasma Shrimp is just going to be the more reliable all around. It hits all the time. It will proc all the time. Yada yada. It looks like red team communicated a little bit there, and they got the Fireband stage 2. Blue team does not, and that's still crazy because red team is looking a little bit more confident on Loader still here already. Both red team players are going for the Prion Accumulator stage 3, which is going to be pretty nice as well. They're going to be able to go into Mythrix, and if they pace themselves and they place themselves right in the Mythrix fight, we'll be able to get a giga fucking shotgun. So we'll see. Goji ending off the Dune Strata fight very quickly with the same tactic, getting the shotgun for the Prion with the band as well. So pretty quick here.
Oh yeah, where did that fireband come from?
It was stage 2. It was on the other side of the stage from the TP. So it looked like Goji went and scouted a little bit more, and they
Yeah.
let Cabbage know. They're like, "Hey, firebrand." And Cabbage's like, "Oh shit, we gotta go get it." It's a good communication.
Yeah. Another boss item drops. Funnel mired urn.
Love that. I mean, it is actually pretty good in the races, though. If they can sit in TP more often, it's nice. They can, just heal off stuff in here and not have to retreat or anything like that, especially for Mythrix. It's nice. It's not a damage item, but it's fine healing. I think it's probably kind of similar to like what Wungus would kind of give them. But especially
It's
because
kinda
it just, always in there, it helps.
It depresses me when Zinc literally teleports out of the stage with the void seeds sitting right there, just the cradle just unopened. We'll never
The
know what
thing
it is.
is, with Loader, you just gotta go sometimes. Most
Yeah.
of the items are just not going to be worth it for Loader, beyond
Nope.
just trying to go as fast as you can. And Zinc knows that he's fighting Cabbage and Goji. And Zinc is like, dude, I have to do everything I can, because number one, my teammate has a +5, and number two, like, we need to try to balance this out as best we can. So he's really going for it.
Jerkin's actually pretty good. It's a pretty nice thing to see, especially since he didn't find the band.
Mhm.
Just some decent ranged damage. It's always welcome on Loader. Just more
Especially
damage in
for
general.
phase 2 Mithrix, it's going to be very nice.
Yeah.
In the Void Seed, there was an encrusted key. Goji let Cabbage know, and Cabbage... Well, did Cabbage have it?
Yeah, I think Cabbage does have it. I
Oh,
know it's
okay.
hard to see with Cabbage. Having some issues with their internet right now.
Yeah, they're lagging a bit. It's all right.
Oh, wait. They opened up the key and found Needle Tick.
Oh, wow.
That's what Cabbage did. I had to lean into my computer screen to see the 240p.
Oh, you could change it. I think it defaults to that on YouTube streams or something, but it
I think
should be at
Cabbage
least
is
like
just
720.
lagging hard on my side.
Yeah, lagging a little bit. But I mean, we can see on Goji's end, just like, one shot in the boss stage 4 because you are Loader with a band. There's not really much else to say about that one. Blap. Done. We'll just have to see how fast this Mythic fight goes. I mean, and a reminder, by the way, I mean, we're 9 minutes in. We're just about over with stage 4, so.
Yeah. This race is going quick. It's going a little fast. Zinc is killing it though.
Yeah.
Already zooming, landing right on the teleporter on stage 5 at 9 minutes and 25 seconds. Starting it up. If only there was a band on that Zinc.
I know. That's the one thing, and like he's going so fast, obviously. He's doing
Yeah.
really great. But red team might just catch up in the Mythics fight because of that band anyway.
Double shuriken though. It's really
that is pretty
good.
nice. The thing is, or red team is for sure gonna get that too, so it's not really an advantage over the other team yet. He needs
True.
something besides speed a little bit here to help him out because he's just gonna get overtaken. Unfortunately. Unless he does something crazy.
I mean, he's really far ahead right now though, and the other players are kind of meandering on stage 4.
You'd be
Like-
surprised how long the Mythics fight takes, though. We'll see.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's just like they're deciding to loot stage 4 when me as a noob player is thinking maybe you don't necessarily need to. Cabbage did pick up a second shuriken, so I guess he'll have 3 by the end of stage 5, but
Mm-hmm.
okay, you know.
Goji basically just going to get a multi-shop and like one other thing, and then they're out as well. It looks like Ruddy is leading up a little bit more in stage 4 as well, seeing if they could find something. They do have that +5 deficit, so. It looks like Goji is scouting a little bit ahead and on the stage 5 and being like, okay, before I start TP, I might just get this Void Cradle. Actually, they decided against it, it looks like. There is a watch printer right next to TP as well in stage 5. I wonder how many these guys are going to print, if any. I would be surprised if no one printed any, but you know, we'll see. Maybe
Their whites aren't incredible, other than like a single opal you probably would want to keep. I mean, I guess
the
the AP
ovals are
round,
pretty
but
nice.
it's kind of 1-to-1 with switching it for a watch if you never break the watch, right? Obviously, they multiply together, but if it swaps, it swaps. There goes Zinc. Zinc's grabbing a couple. 2, 3. Didn't lose the AP round either.
Ooh,
That's worth it. And
that
didn't
is
lose the
really good.
crowbar, which without the the ban, it's going to be comparable to if people print less than that, or if they lose a different item because they've taken different things. You know, it's comparable damage to fisting Mithrix right at the beginning.
The crowbar damage is really good, but always worth it to print watches here. I'm surprised that Zinc didn't print more, honestly, but I mean, maybe they wanted just to. I mean, obviously it's the crowbar and the AP, but
Might honestly be a time thing too.
getting that AP
Ooh.
is rough. Zinc messed up his little maneuvering on the moon, which does cost him some time here.
Oh no. Typing ... He's tilted.
man.
He's tilted. Oh no. Zinc was going so smooth for so long. Finally having just a little bit of issues.
That sucks.
It's the nerves, man. They set in after a while.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to play
Like you
perfect
said.
literally all the time in front of hundreds of people, so.
Yeah. Like you said, though, you got that other player in the call to kind of stabilize you, you know?
Yeah.
Don't freak out. It's all good. You're going to get it the next time. And look, he does. He's up there. He's still in first by probably a minute on these other players at least.
And here we go. Let's see Zinc's damage. He does have an Ocular HUD with the watches, with the AP round, with the crowbar. He does use it. Does get Mythics to half in one punch, which is really good. Even without a band, too. I mean, it's very good.
That's insane damage. It's good. And you see the shurikens just being good, consistent DPS at this point, but every player is going to get to use those.
Mm-hmm. So we're really looking towards red team, specifically Cabbage. Because if Cabbage pulls off a very good Prion hug on either phase 1 or phase 3 Mithrix, I mean, he could absolutely rocket ahead of Zinc completely. So
Describe a Prion hug for idiots like me.
okay, I will. So Prion shoots a giant orb, right? And this giant orb shoots out a bunch of tendrils too, right? The tendrils proc bans, and the tendrils do a lot less damage than the orb does. So if you slam yourself into an enemy and activate Prion, it will hit with the orb instead of the tendrils because they won't have a chance to shoot out yet. And the orb does giga super damage, which scales the band proc to giga super values.
Good use of the word giga. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Really helped me understand.
Trying to speak your language.
Thank you. Thank you. No, you understand. Yeah.
So that is the goal. And if you like even a foot back or a meter back or anything like that, it will shoot out a tendril and it will do less damage. So you need to like actually time it very well and you need to be right in Mythix's face. It looks like Cabbage is going to wait for the Prion until phase 3, which I think is a good move. Trying to get it stage or phase 1 would be a little bit ballsy, and like he wouldn't have it for phase 3. Goji is going for their swing up. Cabbage did it very well. Goji might have to do a backup strat here, or just they're just going for it again. Sync is on
Is it
phase
just to
3
build
though.
up a fuck ton of speed while it's swinging around in circles?
Basically just getting the centripetal force to launch yourself all the way up to the top. And you can see Goji doing it right now. They look like they're lined up. And they should be going up right now. There you go. It's a cool new strat that was discovered that is much faster, actually, than climbing the tree itself with just, like, grapples.
Oh, sorry.
They do
I
have
know that
their
it wasn't
grapple there. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't death, but it was, it's just like, oh, man.
Oh, and that's a +5 for Zinc right at the very end.
I was too busy watching Goji.
Dude. So,
Oh, no.
if no one knows, this is Zinc's special move, which is +5ing right at the last slice of pizza. right at the end. Oh, dude.
Don't say that. You're BMing everybody, man.
So that's why I typed in
Raidens,
chat.
then Ruddy.
He zinked it. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. And he was ahead, too. He would have gotten the first place for the loadout, which his team really needed.
Still a
is
chance if the other players
painful.
fuck up, but relying on other people to play poorly is not what you want at the spot you want to be in.
No, definitely not.
Unless Raidens is on the other team. Hey-oh, am I right? Am I right?
Yeah, they'd be fine if Ravens was on their team.
Come on, man. I tried. I wanted to be cool.
It looks like Cabbage has not used his piano. He's actually going to use it right now. He didn't want to actually get too close there. Oh, God. He was a little bit scared of getting hit by the golem, so he didn't get the full hug, but he did get a good band proc. It's not bad. His phase 3 is almost over. Goji and Reddy are still in phase 1. Obviously, Reddy still has a +5, but...
Easy phase 4 skip right there.
Oh, yeah, and Cabbage is done. Cabbage, again, is going to be our first place racer of this loadout, so congrats to Cabbage. Small golf clap. Though, I mean, Zinc did very well in getting there as fast as he did. Zinc was there to play.
Cooking.
Yeah.
Just overcooked a little bit,
Yeah, a little burnt. It's always at the last pizza, man. The nerves, they set in. It's tough. It's tough seeing that end in sight and then just kind of fumbling it, you know. But no huge surprises on how fast this loadout is. I mean, Cabot is getting a sub 20 loader, right? Which, I mean, real time Zinc did too, but like, seeing a run be over on Eclipse 8 in less than 20 minutes is pretty good, I think. Pretty zoomy. What loadout do we have next, by the way? Oh, yeah, the Merc loadout. Oh, man. Oh, man. A lot to say about that, too. But we'll get there when we get there. And Cabbage is done. We have the top screen players playing now. I'm surprised that Goji is still in phase 2 Mythrix, actually. I would have thought that they would have catapulted a little bit further into it, but they are missing a few watches, A, and it took them a while, B, to get to the arena because they missed the initial swing.
They also have the AP round like everybody else, but maybe lost it on the print and then got tilted and left. So
Yeah,
maybe their damage multiplication isn't insane.
That is true as well. They are missing out a little bit there.
Yeah.
They do have the advantage of having 2 ocular HUDs, though, with the fuel cell. It looks like everyone else took the Lysate, so they have a little bit extra damage with that. Or just
that
more
Lysate
uptime
I
on
think
it.
was on stage 1, but Goji was just cooking too much and decided to get the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
Which, not a bad play.
No, definitely not. Not with Loader. And Ruddy is on phase 4. Ruddy actually missed the punch right there. That's tough. Hopefully Ruddy does not die. Not that it super matters. Oh, and Goji actually dies.
Pizza.
Which means Zinc actually moves up to second place.
Oh wow.
That was a really important one to not mess up there.
Which keeps them tied again. The teams
Yeah.
tied up. Dang, that would have been a really good position for red team to pull ahead. Unfortunate.
Well, actually, if Goji no. Goji cannot finish before Ruddy, so yeah, Goji will be in
Unless Reddy zinks it, you know. I'm learning the terms. I'm learning it. I'm learning.
Now, when you die on the ship, it's called grubbing.
Damn it.
Or terms to learn.
What is pulling a raid ends?
I mean, how much time do you
Winning
have?
the most respective way possible. Is that what it is? Impressing everybody?
Ah,
Discovering new strats on the spot?
new interesting ways to die, sure. I think my favorite Dan moment is when he was fighting Mithrix and he had wings, and the wing timer ran out, and he had to just float down to the ground right when Mithrix landed, and it just immediately kills him. That was my favorite.
Someone in my chat said Dan does the wrong thing and loops.
He did loop in a race once on accident.
That's awesome. Oh man, Dan. What are you doing, buddy?
We actually had as admins to pull him out of the loop because it was just like it was too like it was too bad.
Oh, Goji dies again.
Oh no. I mean, again, not that it super
Yeah.
mattered right there, but that's got to hit
Definitely
the
hit to the
mental a little
mental.
bit hard. Yeah. I have to edit some things on my thing. Let's bring in blue team though, see how they're doing. Hello, blue team. How's it going?
Ooh, it's going.
It's okay.
How was the loader?
It was a very good run.
You know
Speed
you guys are
run,
gonna get
basically.
yelled at by Cabbage for dying during loader, right?
Well, I mean, it's
He should
pizza.
expect it of me.
You can't avoid eating the last pizza. You just got to do it on loader.
You gotta do it. You went so fast, and you were actually in first, and you would have gotten first had that not happened, unfortunately. But
Even
you
with
did
my
get in second,
amazing.
actually,
Nice.
which is not bad for a
I see
+5.
Goji has 2 deaths.
Unfortunately, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they got a
It's a-
band.
So how'd you guys find the loader run overall?
Run itself.
Besides the death.
It was pretty strong for no band.
That is
Very
true. You guys
Yeah.
did not find the band on stage 2.
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
oh well.
I mean, you know, you still
What
did
was it?
very well, so it's not a huge deal, but it was a little bit unfortunate. Let's bring in a red team, see how they're doing.
Tire game.
Hello, red team.
Hey,
Oh.
what's up?
How did you guys like that loadout, Cabbage? You got first again.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Normal run. Think, what did you do to get an 18?
I just went forwards. Didn't find the
What?
band.
You did not
Function.
find the band.
What?
I did not know.
Wow. Okay.
It was
Yeah.
just
That's
damage
like-
items.
That's like really impressive then.
Yeah.
Okay. I
So
mean,
you
with
just had
watches, how many watches?
Watches?
3 watches, crowbar, APR, and a plimp.
Prion or HUD?
Yeah.
I had HUD. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I kept Prion for no reason.
Yeah, I took HUD.
You had a fuel cell with the HUD, right?
Nope.
We
Okay.
took last sight.
Yeah, same.
Yes.
Okay. Mark?
You're the only one who didn't +5, by the way, Cabbage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing, man.
Tough, man. Tough.
Like my
Um,
time is so bad on that seed. I should not have won that.
it was a very good loader seed, actually. I mean, there was the watch printer, the bands, like, holy.
Yeah.
Wait, bands plural?
No, sorry. It was just,
Uh,
yeah, band. But if you guys are ready for going the Merc one, you can just blast you in there.
Get the
Go,
merch.
go, 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 go,
All
go.
right, have fun.
Around.
Good luck.
all right.
Risk of rain racers.
Oh, I gotta
always
get out
suck.
of here.
All right. I wasn't gonna BM you guys.
Yeah.
They always sound so defeated after doing this. Why do they come back? They always coming in. They're like, oh
Yeah, man, that was the worst experience of my entire life.
God.
Because
Like
they
running
love it.
razor blades over my testicles. What the fuck, man?
So, by the way, for anyone on Frost side watching, if you don't know who Cabbage is the individual who has every single prismatic trial for the last like 2 years or so, or more, whatever, completed the ethereal achievement to not take damage in a prismatic trial and uploaded it to YouTube with this loadout. So you could probably look at this loadout and be like, I think there's maybe some advantage to one of the players here, who plays this
Favoritism is
loadout
what you're saying. Nepotism is a term, yeah.
more than literally anyone else. So we'll see how it goes. But this is Cabbage's bread and butter right here. So if you want to learn how to play Merc and you want to learn how to play this loadout specifically, keep an eye on Cabbage.
First item focus crystal, not bad on a Merc run.
I mean, specifically this loadout too. Oof, very, very
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
And it's like right in the middle of everything. It's in a damage chest. Every player's gonna find it. Like, then
Yeah.
an energy drink. Wow, good items today. Overall, has just been good items. It's just been good runs. There's not been a struggle bus run yet.
No, I mean, and we've had a lot of those lately, so it's a nice bit
nice to
of
give 'em a
fresh
break.
air. Yeah, just like just play well, do good. We love that. There is Vagrant, which is easy though. These are like kind of the micro adjustments right now that we're seeing in the races these days. Trying to make sure that you can get the Vagrant to kind of step itself into the teleporter like Cabbage is doing, so that you can not lose any amount of time whatsoever at all by not having to leave.
ATG on the boss as well, and the
Really
AP
good.
rounds found on the stage by Ruddy. Is a god run. Is like you talking about people are gonna be getting new PBs and shit. Like
Zinc died to a Vagrant. Everyone has died to a Vagrant in stage 1.
except Cabbage.
Guys.
Except Cabbage. Cabbage is yet to do it. We need to send a DM with $20 to Cabbage to die to the first boss next round.
Oh my. All Zinc had to do was just click Eviscerate, and they didn't.
Also, Goji has found a goat hoof. So it's like literally every single item that has been found so far by these players is a top tier item for this character with this loadout.
Man, you can see Ruddy's expression, by the way, as he's listening to Zinc tell him that, like, yeah, I just +5'd on the Vagrant. And he's just smiling like, yeah, well.
Been there.
Oh, man, that's funny.
That's wild how good quality these items are, though.
Oh, yeah, this is a really, really good run. This is going to be a very fast Merc run, especially for people who could take advantage. Cabbage, probably. You know, it's always surprising too. Yeah. It's always surprising too because like you look at this load and it does really like very, very low damage. But if you can make up for it by going like as fast as these players do, especially with some good items like these, you can still have a very, very good time. the God Pot is gotten by Cabbage, and he's letting Goji know, like, hey, you'll be able to get bans next stage. God Pot's easy. What Cabbage is doing right now is just looking for the other one, the other button, wherever that is.
On a good gas too. Definitely good with this loadout, especially because there's just not a lot of AoE. What's it behind the rock? I feel like I just saw it behind that rock on the hill?
You did.
Maybe
It was on Cabbage's screen right there. He just didn't turn around.
Yeah.
He got tunnel vision on the
I was like,
seed.
Understandable. Hey, I do the same thing. Look, and he's backtracking completely right now.
Oh man, he's gonna go all the way around before he finds it again.
Completely lost the second button.
Oh, he's draining so much time at this point.
Oh no.
And he's just like, Goji, help. Help me find the button, please.
What did I do? What did I do wrong? And it's always in your head. You always go, there's no way that it's this, right? Like, there's no way it's the ramp I checked. I remember vividly.
Just destroyed their God Pot when they dashed to hit the wisp. So if they want bans, they're going to have to get him after TP at this point.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough.
Oof. Goj. Zing already in the band room getting their bans right now.
Yeah, that's a pull ahead from Zing because Cabbage was definitely in the lead on this. Cabbage, turn around. You're doing it again.
I think
you
he
still
found
haven't looked.
That's funny. But yeah, I mean, that was a lot of time wasted, unfortunately, for Cabbage.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see if they can blue team can pull ahead here.
Especially because you get into like the sunk cost, right? Like I already did half a lap around the stage. At this point, I've already lost time. Now I need the bans to make up the time, so now I have to do another lap,
Yep. It's huge things you can get yourself into just like sitting there and just thinking about something when you're in the race. You don't really think about it, right? Because like when you're playing a normal run, you're just like, I can do this, I can do that. But when you're in the race, you have to just make a split-second decision most of the time. Thinking costs too much time. And that's why it's usually just like so much more impressive to see things just happen so fast because they just know what is going to be the best for them in that moment. They just got to get used to just no hesitation.
Goji did use the void zone in order to kill the Titan a little bit easier.
Which I do respect that a lot, but unfortunately, it's taken a lot more time from them at the moment, I think, because they just can't charge the TP. So
yeah, there's no part of the teleporter that's sticking out of the zone. It is a very tough teleporter, forcing the void clear. And the void seed doesn't even look like it's good. Like
no,
I haven't seen a single cradle. Like it's tough. Oh no, there is one cradle there.
Not too bad. Goji is taking a little bit of damage here. I really am scared for them because if they get hit by a Beetle Guard, for example, they're dead instantly. So they have to make sure that they're good. They do have Razor Wire, but they can't really use it.
Is anybody gonna pop that cradle? I would love to know what's in it.
Yeah, just give me a little peek. It's just that like Cabbage is in a position to do it. Oh, now he can actually. He would have had to wait a while before he could, but now that he has Bungus, he can just get it after he gets bans here. That's gonna be nice if they want to get any Void Cradles in the future. Bungus is Bungus, but Bungus save time if all you're gonna have to do is just sit there and wait for something. So actually has a use.
I'm assuming Goji is probably just gonna move on and not even go for the bans. It's just not worth it.
Maybe they are a little bit behind, right? Like Cabbage is about to leave, right? And if Goji leaves right now, they would be on stage 2 together. But -2 bans is pretty brutal. It just depends how fast they could roll the pot. The pot isn't too bad. It's like it's pretty close, but they still have to walk over there. They still have to do it. they still have to walk all the way back to the band area, get them, and then walk all the way back. So
Cabbage once again in the lead, but honestly, blue team's not looking bad right now.
well, blue team has a +5, but
Yeah,
you know.
fair, okay, you know.
I like that they're kind of synced up there, but I always forget when I'm like, oh man, they look really good, and then like someone's like, oh, they have +5. I'm like, oh yeah, that's true, but they are looking pretty good. Goji again, still a bit low. Looks like they're just gonna leave. They have the key, and they're just saying, hey, maybe if I get some out of it, I don't want to roll pots right now. It's too much. But unfortunately for Goji, that means they are the only one without double bans, which can be pretty brutal. This boss spot as well on stage 3 can be a little bit tough. The boss will always spawn like on top, basically, or you can have like a chance at getting a Horde of Many, which isn't really good. But they got a Dune Strider that spawned up top, and it's just gonna try to fit through the tunnel, but they have to waste time in not attacking it because it has to path all the way down. So Zink's just kind of like sitting here, just like, doo, just waiting. Unfortunately, just time loss. Actually having to go outside of the teleporter just to try to pull it back in the cave.
It looks so funny watching it come down because it wants to fit, but it just can't. It's just so big.
And when it like moves itself up, it just goes into the wall. Like it is on Zink's screen. You cannot hit it at all. Which is very
Already
cool.
went into the Newt portal.
Did you see anything in the soup there? I didn't catch a glimpse.
I don't think so. I think it was either a meat hook or a scorpion, but
Okay.
I mean, I don't really think that there's like, what would you be giving up? You wanting
Your
like another
18
band or
keys
something?
and your double bands for like
Yeah,
there's
like,
no way.
I assume you're looking for another green item at that point. Like you're
Yeah. But we gotta consider as well is that every time that you go into blue portal, it pushes you ahead on the blue portal seeding by 1, right?
Yep.
So if just to explain to people who don't know this, like all the blue portal things are seeded. The first time that I go to a blue portal, it will have the same items as the first time someone else goes to the blue portal, regardless of when that happens, right? So if I go to the blue portal for the first time on stage 4 and you go the first time on stage 1, we're gonna see the same things. Going there early just means that you have a chance to maybe go there again later and see something that maybe someone else didn't get the chance to see. So some people like to cycle through the blue portals and see if they get like a drone man or something. The thing we did as well is we coded it so that the blue portal, uh, the time keeps moving. So there is a downside to doing it. It's not free, right?
ooh, encrusted key found for Cabbage, which is
Oh,
sad because there was the void box on the last seed, and Goji decided to take a normal key out of it, but then opened up the loot box on this stage just before Cabbage found the encrusted key.
mm.
Just like a sad turn of events there, because I think Goji was the only one that got that key off the stage. So they would be in a very unique position of being the only one that would get 2 encrusted key boxes. But
Absolutely agree.
bad timing, bad timing.
The only problem is with runs like that are usually going this fast, and loadouts this good. Players don't really want to search too much for the key. If they find it, they'll be happy. But a lot of the
Well,
times we've seen that the keys have kind of gone a little bit wasted.
yeah. I mean, I was wrong too. Zink has 2 keys. Zink
Oh,
actually
there we
found
go.
2 keys somehow. Yeah. Never mind. I'm a bozo.
And we have End of the Chorus for our stage 4 teleporter. And by the way, we do have Mired Urn again, which is still very good for a melee
So many
loadout.
boss. Is that 2 boss items a run today?
Yeah, it's been a lot.
It was Gloop and Mern, and then Gloop and Disciple,
Yeah,
and now Urn and
Chorus.
Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy, actually. I've not seen this many in a long time.
Yeah. And all decent seeds, and all decent runs, and all dying the Gloop, and all. What the hell? Are we like living in a fucking simulation right now? Like,
And dying to last pizza, right?
yeah.
I don't know if anyone's gonna really go for it, but we do have the option. if someone wanted to spawn AWU and then boop them as Merc. I don't know,
That's
because
true.
like it might take too long to find all the eggs, and Cabbage might just be like, hey, I waste a lot of time during pots. I don't want to do this. But if we do get a red item and it is Drone Man, everyone has empathy cores, and that would be,
Yeah.
very, very fast Mithrix fights. So
I wonder if like the one player I'd be looking at would be Zinc, since they have the +5 and
oh
they
yeah,
got the empathy cores. Now they know, hey, I'm gonna go scout this out. By the time you're done with the boss fight, I'll let you know whether or not it's
Ooh.
good to check out. Also, not that good of an encrusted key box.
Actually, surprisingly very good, because Lysate with Eviscerate means they have so much more damage to just sit on Mithrix and just keep applying more and more. I actually
Sure.
like it. I think it's very good. They have the Mern that can keep doing damage. They have more iframes so they can be more aggressive. More speed to get across the stage. I like it. Looks like they're not going for or Drone Man Corns though. And by the way,
Yeah,
for
they do.
Frost Chat, if you're not familiar with Drone Man Empathy Cores, it's probably the most OP item combo in the game. And it is the world record winning strategy that everyone goes for. If you get those two items, you can pretty much burst down everything almost instantly in the entire game. So just throwing that out there. There's also a Crypt
Yeah,
Runner
it's
on
a
stage
little bit.
5. Like you'd be shocked if you've never seen it before, and then you saw it like do damage to Mithrix. Like it's crazy. Unhealthy
Also,
amounts of
Cabbage is going
damage.
for it.
Oh, let's
Cabbage
see
is
it.
booping.
Okay, so I was a little bit off. I was like, Zinc might, Cabbage won't, but here we go. It's actually reverse. And Cabbage is probably doing this for Goji as well, like saying like, okay, look, if there's a Drone Man, maybe both of us can get it. I know you're still a little bit behind on the stage, so it might be better. The thing is,
Struggling to get the boop though.
this dash isn't as good as the other one for booping.
There
But
goes.
the thing is, he's just doing that much damage right now, which is kind of funny. Oh, and there he goes. He got it. And it is reject. So not anything too good. It helps with the Mern, or yeah, a little bit, but not anything like too crazy. If he would have known what it was beforehand, he obviously wouldn't have done it. But he's doing a neat little trick there, by the way, to jump off the map to spawn in the cave, so you can get to the teleporter a little bit faster.
Has there ever been a good AWU item in the entirety of the Risk of Resources races?
Yeah, I think we get better AWU items than we do legendary chest items on average.
Mm,
But usually the reds are often not that good. And there's something to be said about that, because just most of the red items just aren't that good in the game. Especially just like, I don't know, they're just not going to be that helpful. Especially for the Mithrix fight. I think that's where a lot of the red items just don't really shine. And then a lot of them are very character exclusive, so it's tough to find one that kind of works with the build that you have. I know a lot of new players always look at it's like, oh, I need more reds to win, but it couldn't really be further from the truth, honestly. I'm surprised that
it's
Goji
crazy
is
that
still on the
Cabbage.
stage. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's crazy that Cabbage. Polyloot find for Zinc.
And that is the benefit of the second key box that Frost was talking about too. Zinc is going to
Yeah.
be the only one who's going to be able to actually get that. No one else can, unless that Goji picks up another key this stage before they open the key box. And I don't even know if there is another key this stage.
Well, there also is the thought that Cabbage tells Goji, it was a Lysay cell. If you want it, take it. And then Goji might be like, nah, I'm gonna go for next stage and
That is true.
see if it's even better, because although invincibility is great, I need to speed some shit up since I feel like I might be a little bit behind.
Frost kind of thinking like a team player right now, actually. Goddamn. Yeah, it's true. Because of the way key seeding works, you don't have to open the key box for it to like count as one of your rolls, right? So
Yeah.
the next key box that shows up will be the second stage that it spawns. So
Cabbage actually has another key, by the way.
mhm.
When the
And
hell
the
did he get
key,
that?
I don't know. Key is on the other side of the wall from him right now as well. It might be able
Yeah.
to be visible to him if he gets like a good angle.
I
We'll see.
imagine you scout at least that immediate area before you leave.
I
But
mean,
maybe
I
the
don't know.
bad
We'll
AWO
see.
item has got you tilted.
Yeah, and you're just like, I just gotta go or something.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows?
I'd be interested to see when these guys leave the stage and which one for each team leaves. Oh, Sync left. Look at that. We have Sync on the move for the first one. Love that. He got he I was wondering because he was standing at the other side of the map and I was like, oh, he might be just doing something else. What happened was that it's called a money trail bug. He picked up a lot of money after he activated the TP, and if you do it in a unique timing, it actually siphons the money out of your character very, very slowly, and you can't leave until you have 0. So all he could do was just sit there and just wait for the game just to catch up on money. So he did lose a bit of time on that, unfortunately. Oh, that
Cabbage left
sucks.
without finding the poly loot.
Damn. And I know for sure that Cabbage is not going to find the key on the stage unless it is directly in his path to the tree. So
I feel like a lot of times it is. I feel like I find the encrusted key all the time, just right on this bridge.
it's either I find it on the bridge here or it takes me like 10 minutes. Like, I'm
Yeah,
like, oh no.
yeah, it's one or the other.
Tough. Sync already in the fight, by the way. His damage isn't incredible, but he does have the polyloot. He does have the double ATG. He does have a little bit of crit. He does have the light save. So these are like all advantages for specifically him right now that he's getting. So it'd be interesting to see how much faster it is than still everyone else. Not like really. It doesn't really seem like anyone's really going into the crit printer, unfortunately. The crinter. Looks like they don't really want to lose the A, speed, B, focus crystal, AP rounds, stuff like that. Which totally makes sense. I mean, crit is pretty expensive. So,
Sorry, had to step away for just a second. I have returned.
hello? Unfortunately, Cabot is looking around, but I mean, he is looking for the key, but
There it
he's
is.
just gonna go up here. Oh, did he find it?
Oh,
Oh, he did find
he
it.
just
There
found
goes.
it. Yeah.
It's right there.
But
Does
now
have
he's
to
got
kill
a
these things. Yeah.
swaddle of enemies around him, so it's just even more time. Does find a plasma shrimp, so I mean,
Oh,
that's better than finding something else. Finding nothing, right? It's better than more garbage.
I think that is pretty good. Depending on, I mean, if you were Goji, you'd probably be like, okay, Cabbage told me where the key is. I can get a guaranteed play loot next stage. Might not want to even look for the key box here on the stage because you know something good is going to come up next. Might
Yeah,
be
and it
that kind of
is
situation.
2 plasma shrimps too, since they
Yeah.
do have the. Oh, it'll be 3 for Goji too. Goji
Mhm.
found an extra ATG.
Cabbage is on this side of the tree, which means you can't really get up that easily around like the little edge. It's easier to go up the other side because it doesn't have that weird terrain clip. But I don't know, Cabbage taking that long to get up. I mean, Ruddy looks like he's kind of taking a little bit of a lead here. That being said, Cabbage does have Ocular HUD, which means he will be doing more damage. And with the Plasma Shrimp as well, I mean, he could accelerate past Ruddy easily, depending on how he plays it. And we know Cabbage is very aggressive with this Merc loadout, so we'll see. And that is a +5 for Goji, unfortunately. I didn't see what happened, but I did see the +5 for them.
Unfortunate. Yeah, I think Cabbage is going to catch up. I believe.
Oh, you know what it is? I forgot, but Koji just never found the bans because of the pot roll in, so of course they're going to be doing less damage on all the stages here. I forgot. That is pretty rough. Even if they had gone straight to Mithrix and gotten to the fight there, it still would have been slower for them. And this is one of the advantages of Lyse as well, and Merc. We saw it during Zink's perspective there during Pizza. He was just able to hold Lyse and hold Eviscerate down during the entirety of Pizza. Just keep doing damage. Being very, very aggressive here. Pioneer gonna make up for that +5. Both the teams are pretty tied with the +5 now, though. We're looking at Ruddy versus Cabbage, basically, and who can finish first.
I think Cabbage just has like a little bit more damage. Just like looking at him going through the phases, but
Yeah, he
it's
did
gonna be
accelerate
close.
past Ruddy already, and Ruddy started the fight a
Yeah.
little bit sooner, so...
Yeah.
Oof.
It's still gonna be close, just depending on how the player plays. But I mean, like you said, Cabbage is insanely aggressive on this loadout because this is literally his bread and butter. This is everything. Yeah.
Yeah. He plays this loadout more than anyone else, probably, actually.
More than anyone should, to be honest. But grow up and tell your grandchildren, I was the best at the worst Merc loadout.
No, like, all right, noob.
All right, man. I'm playing Risk of Rain 8, dude. And
Yeah.
what the fuck you want?
We gotta keep in mind too, the clocks are a little bit different for Ruddy and Cabbage because they started a little bit at different times. So Cabbage is about ahead by a minute here, and they're roughly in the same spot. So he is actually a lot more ahead than we were thinking. We do take in-game time as the final score, by the way. It's not like it really matters for that, but and happy that Goji is finally out of the stage. Unfortunately, it was just what it really was for Goji was really just destroying the God Pot in stage 2. That was really rough.
Yeah, huge
just the
mistake.
start
The
of the
nerves
run.
get to you sometimes.
But it's amazing to see like the domino effect of that just like come into play way later. It's like, damn. And good job to Zinc, by the way, for finishing as he did. Unfortunately, he was the one to get glooped in stage 1, so a little bit of a +5 on his back.
Still a chance that we get to make fun of Cabbage for dying on his best character, but unlikely.
There's still time, don't worry. I mean, Cabbage only has one Opal here, no saver spaces or anything. Cabbage also does not have a Lysate, so Cabbage will be able to do less damage during Pizza than Ruddy will. Ruddy will be able to kind of stay on Mythics a little bit more with the extra iframes. And Cabbage dies. He +5s.
I was
Wow.
looking at my phone. I was texting back a maintenance worker. Oh man.
And so now we're looking at Ruddy here.
Oh,
If
no.
Ruddy just lives, he'll be the only one without a +5, and he will get in first for blue team.
Once in chat, if you remember when Cabbage BM'd everybody and said, how do you guys die on that loadout? How'd you do it? Once in chat, if you remember.
Oh, man. And it's a shame, too, because he absolutely would have finished this fight way faster than Ruddy would have. But, oh, man. And he's setting up for a phase 4 skip as well here, too. There we go. Oh, man. So now eyes on Ruddy. If Ruddy can make it through this, they take it home for blue team on this one. I mean, you know, even if Zinc died, right? Zinc is still getting the second place time because everyone else died and he finished first.
Yep.
So
Zinc ends up cooking at the end of the day. Somebody in my chat on like stage 3 said, I think Zinc can pull this back. And look at them. Look at them being so right.
yeah. You know what's crazy? If Ruddy takes a long time here, Zinc could get first.
I mean, even in like a crazy world, Ruddy might get third still.
I mean, I hope Ruddy doesn't die. If Ruddy dies, then Zinc, of course, gets first. But oh man, this is too close. I can't watch. I have to. It's my job. And Goji picking up that beautiful plasma shrimp, and they are very happy about that. Looks like Ruddy is gonna. Okay, so Ruddy could have set up for a phase 4 skip, but they're just like, dude, I need to end this now. This is way easier if I just go into phase 4 and not deal with all the ads and everything. Let's just end it off. Although they do have empathy cores on the field there, so be a little bit careful. They could get lasered. They're getting lasered a little bit, but it looks fine. As long as they don't get hit by an orb here. Hold. And Phase 4 is taking a lot longer than he probably wants it to. They do it.
Goji is struggling climbing a tree right now, too.
Oh, man. He's on the... If he goes left around the tree here, he's going to end up in the same spot as Cabbage. Ruddy is very low health. If he gets hit by anything else, he's using his wings to actually get away a little bit more. And the Mern helps out at the end. Nice. Good job, Ruddy, for not dying there, too. Oh, man. That is tough. And with that, no, I mean, I still think that Ruddy gets first here, but blue team is getting first and second in this loadout, so they are pulling ahead for sure.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
What a loadout!
Yeah, what an intense nail biter right to the end.
Sometimes the way it happens, though, you know, Mithrix is such a different part of the game once you get there from those stages. So, oof. We could probably pull Goji out as well, because for them to finish the fight would probably be mean if they're getting last anyway. Well, let's wait for blue team to finish up the ship. Let me...
That's crazy that with a +5, you still only get less than 30 seconds off in second place.
I know,
Just
right?
shows how fast those two runners were going.
It's crazy. Oh, and Ruddy actually does scrape by in first. Beautiful. I mean, we know that, but, you know. Let me go tell Goji that they can, DNF. Hey, Goji, you can, yeah.
All right, let's play NG.
Yeah. All right, let's bring our racers in here, all the teams. Hello, everybody. Just brought everyone in.
Uh-huh.
Hi. So,
Hey,
down to the end on that one, Kevin, well, Zinc had the fastest real time. But Zinc, by the way, first loadout, someone died to a Vagrant Blast. Second loadout, someone died to a Vagrant Blast. And third loadout, it
great
was
team.
Zinc that died to a Vagrant Blast.
So,
Cabbage,
Cabbage,
it's your
you really
turn.
got to pull it home on this one, okay, bud?
Yeah. It's your turn.
I'm not gonna do that. No, I haven't died to those. It's little known fact, when Vagrant is below a quarter health, it does like this explosion. But you can like hide behind something and then you don't get hit.
I thought it was just RNG if it hits you.
No, if you're behind something, then you don't actually get hit. So that's a strat I use a lot. Yeah.
I heard Mercenary is iframes too.
Cabbage is
You can use
BMing
those.
so much today for somebody that died on their best loadout character. You know,
My best loadout?
that's what I've been told.
mean?
I've been told
Well,
that is your best.
I like
you
barely
play it
played
the
this
most.
loadout, man.
I mean,
Barely play it.
Cabbage is
don't
very
know.
good
I
at
don't know
loader
how
and
to play
railgunner,
it.
though. But unfortunately, like everyone pretty much +5 except you, Ruddy. So you get a little bit of a golf clap. Good job.
Yay.
And you got
You
first
get
for
fucking nothing.
it.
Imagine playing safe and not dying.
For the first time, blue team is actually, or one of the teams actually ahead. It's not tied anymore. We have 11 points for blue team and 7 for red. So that was kind of a
I need to
tough
pull a
one.
Waxy and clutch the last loadout.
Oh man. Yo, Goji, let's not let them Goji. We gotta do something here, alright?
I think
Oh man.
unless that red team gets first and second here, then blue team is probably gonna win. So time to
That's
clutch
fine. We
up
can
on
do that.
NG.
We can
Yeah,
do that.
just
You got
putting the
this.
fire under you a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Easy.
I'll try my hardest.
Well, if you guys are ready for the
Really just
last
wanted his
one,
better.
good luck.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's go.
Alright,
Actually-
bye.
Oh, this is it. We're coming down to the wire here. So
That's a little crazy.
let's see. Okay, there we go. Let's pull up the team scores on that one. Boop, 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 boop. And we're ready to go. So NG is probably the first loadout of the day that is just not like a super fast loadout. It's a it's NG. So we're probably gonna see some more looting on this loadout than maybe some of the other ones, perhaps. We're not gonna probably see a sub 30, I imagine.
At least they have harpoons. At least
they have our prints. This is actually the first time in such a long time that we've gotten an NG loadout that has the good mines and the harpoons. So very happy about that. They can actually, not have to use bubble shield or useless.
Is there a
pressure mines.
preferred turret too?
I think for the races they like the stationary turrets because wall tech. You can place a turret in a wall, by the way, if no one knew that. Though there's like a ground plane that goes through objects, right? And if you can like displace your turret on the ground behind a wall, it just works. Mobile turrets
Plasma
are fun.
shrimp.
Hey, mobile turrets are really fun, and they're better for full looting runs than they are, going fast. But they have
Here's the
some
initial
unique
problem.
synergies.
Blue team, Zinc popped the Void Cradle, saw that it was a plasma shrimp, so Ruddy immediately goes over and grabs it. Both players on red team are choosing to loot around it and maybe, hit it with some more health. So they're going to be going slower on stage 1 overall just because they're dealing significantly less damage.
Mm-hmm.
Already. Not looking the best, but obviously it's NG. I mean, you're fucking playing at a slug's pace anyways.
Another Vagrant. It's time. Cabbage login.
Holy, come on, Cabbage. You're playing the slow character, buddy.
And there we go. Red team found the plasma shrimp, so they're just like, Cabbage should be able to get it very soon. It's
Cabbage,
Vagrant
Cabbage,
every
Cabbage.
single first boss, dude. Hey, and we got a feather today. This is the first feather actually today, which is crazy. But this is the character that we needed it most on today, so really happy about that. Oh yeah, it's gonna be easy. So when we think about Mithrix, right? When we think about the end of the run, our racers have kind of like a mental checklist, right? Like, okay, I really want like a pillar skip. I want enough damage for Mithrix. I want enough survivability for Mithrix. All this kind of stuff, and Feather just checks off the biggest survivability spot off that list. So they're gonna be very confident in not dying. So now they can just focus more on damage and just pillar skips here.
All eyes on Cabbage. Starting up that boss fight.
Oh, kind of
low
lower
HP
health
already.
Too. He's got a med drone. We're good. But how funny would it be if he did die to it? A crazy. Oh man.
Damn it. Unfortunate.
Taking cover and stuff. I don't know. Doing damage.
What a loser.
I'm gonna have to have an intervention with everyone who died to a Vagrant Blast today, so that'll happen later. Well, Sage 1 boss for Merc, it was also Vagrant. We've only had Vagrants today. Only. And what are the stages for NG today, actually? Okay, so they do have Aqueduct today. They got the Goo Lake, so they can go and get their bands with the turrets as well. Don't even need to roll pots, just place it down and they're good to go. But they do have Sirens coming up later, which not ideal. I don't think they have any intrinsic AWU skips in their kit or their loadout, so if they want to do that, they're going to have to find something. Shuriken or DML would probably be the easiest way to do that, but we'll see. Hold on. Okay.
Also, Goji's doing exactly what they said they would.
What did they
They
say?
said,
they were
I'm going to
do?
pull it out of my ass and I'm going to fucking fly on this one and look at him. Also, I mean, if you're going to ever have a character that literally cannot fuck up doing the buttons, there is one. And their name is NG.
I mean, Captain is pretty easy too. You just place a beacon, but I agree.
But if you
can miss a
miss,
beacon.
yeah, if you miss,
yeah, imagine you place it and you just watch as it lands right next to the button, and you're like, man, man, what the hell? Let's
Now
see.
comes the slow drag of finding that second button.
There is a focus crystal printer on stage 2 as well. I don't think they'd be going into that. For blue team at least, they have speed, which I think they'd value probably a little bit more. Also, these turrets specifically have longer range than the mobile turrets. Not that it never uses pistol. Enemies do walk towards the turrets, obviously, but I think it comes up less often. Rose buckler for blue team as well.
I do like that red team has only green items.
Yeah, pretty much, huh? Specifically Goji, they don't even have the stun grenade that Cabbage has.
They just found one.
Stealth kit, by the way, is absolutely useless for turrets, by the way. The way it works is, when they get to a low enough threshold, they turn invisible. But enemies actually get updated like once every 1 or 2 seconds on where they are while you're invisible. And these don't move. So
Fun.
yeah.
I guess it kind of makes sense with the way that invisibility usually is done in tech futuristic tech, right? It's usually a camouflage where if you look real hard, you can see the outline. So it's they get a glimpse of you and then they lose you again, and then they get a glimpse of you and they lose you again. Yeah.
And not to say it's always useless, but specifically for the turrets, it's kind of sad. So we've seen several times in the races where, because phase 2 is how it is, a lot of people get blasted during that by the Chimera Wisps, and actually Stealth Kit comes in a little bit of a handy there. Not on purpose, but it just happens to. A lot of the time it's easy to think of things from a full looting perspective. But a lot of the time, things are just more useful a lot of the time when we're going this fast.
I gotta step away for 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Good luck. Oh, but for Cabbage Shoe and Goji already has their bans. It's really interesting to me that Cabbage doesn't have the bans yet. Red team doesn't actually have any speed yet, which, because we're so early on and there's so much stage traversal to do in this stage specifically, getting all the buttons, getting the bans back and forth, looting. This is actually costing red team a lot of time not having that speed. One of the biggest things that drains time is just map traversal. We can see it very easily on the moon as well, right? If you take 3 minutes to get all the way to the pillar skip spot, and someone else, can just walk there instantly, that's 2 minutes gone. That's almost half of a death. So you got to think about that a lot. And I think one of those people that thinks about that a lot is specifically Cabbage. Cabbage has been known to loot very efficiently through his stages and things, so. But, still, even from a hindsight perspective, we're on 1 speed is valuable. And it snowballs too, right? If red team doesn't find one for like 2 stages, that's just that much more time the blue team's saving. They're getting the loot faster, they're getting the teleporter faster, they're getting out faster. But Cabot is done with bans, and it looks like he's ready to go. He is done with the teleporter as well, so all he has to do is leave. Goji
I
is
am back.
halfway through their teleporter. Hello. And blue team is out of here. You know, I will say I like the way that blue team has been pretty synced up throughout the day with how
Yeah.
they're going.
Good calls, apparently.
Sometimes we see that where like 2 players that play on a team will always leave at the same time and stuff like that. We've had like races where like even down to like the second, they're just like they're on it, dude. They're so synced up. It's so nice. Let's see what stage 3 is like. This is kind of like we could see some things on stage 3 that are both very good for the run and very bad for the run. We're not looking for TC drones. We are looking for stuff like a good boss item here. Actually, any of the boss items here would probably be okay. Even if we get like a Mern again or something like that. But we could end up seeing like a Shatter Spleen that could be okay for the turrets if they get some crits. Molten Perforator, a nice Murph would be really nice. Just even some AoE just for the stages, because right now no one has any besides just the Fire Band, which is a little bit rough. I mean, fortunately for NG, right, you can still have your turret shoot other things. It's not like you're always shooting one thing at a time like Commando, but still not having to shoot every enemy is important at a time like this.
If there was ever a time that these players want an ICBM, they got this set up.
Ooh, and there's an armor piercing round in multi-shop as well. And I know, like, every time we get ICVM in the races, like just earlier, right? It's just always you never get the missiles with it. It's crazy. It never shows up together as like a package deal.
Cabbage just chose to take a tri-tip dagger. Is that normal?
Yeah, so the turrets here, the stationary turrets, they have a 1.0 proc coefficient with pretty good range. It looks like he's kind of setting up for kind of a Mithrix build. He's thinking like, okay, we need kind of to shift into some damage for that. Let's see if we can get some, bleed start stacking up, or maybe we can get some proc chain things. That is the plan anyway.
Ooh, Imp
'Cause-
Overlord, that's a good one.
Yeah,
One that you would like to see, especially with the boss item day happening. No way we get lucky this many times in a row, right? Not when you need
Surely
it, not when you
not.
want it.
We'll see it. It would be
Not
the
right
first
after you
run
took
of
the
the
bleed
day.
item so that you could, help stack it together and create AoE, right? Like, it'd be silly.
That'd be too easy. It's amazing though how everyone is pretty much in the same spot though. They're all fighting the imp at the same time. I love when things are so synced up. It's good. Now it's like a green. We got a nice guillotine. Pretty powerful stuff. Yeah, I mean, especially in the races, like the guillotine is probably one of the least value items that they could probably get. They just go too fast to really see many elites. The only elites they'll find are probably the pre-spawns on stage 5. So, unfortunate. Oh, that is true. Chat makes a good point. There is a DML on Cabbage, which means there is ample opportunity to very easily skip AWU in stage 4. The setup for it is pretty easy. If you have the last egg in a spot where you can shoot it, you can stand directly under AWU, fire off the DML, shoot the last egg, and you'll skip it every time.
Really? Like, it's that easy?
It's that easy. You just need to know where to stand. The only, like, I quote hard part in it is just making sure that there's no, like, jellies floating around the stage, because if they are there, the missiles will veer off and not go up. But if they can set up for it, free red. So we'll see. Cabbage is the only one with it too. I don't know if they told Goji where it's at or if they're gonna find it eventually. Maybe it was just on the other side of the stage. It looks like Goji's going for the sticky bomb actually out of the try shot. I am not a huge fan of that because they don't have specifically ATGs. The proc coefficient on Plimp is pretty low. Um, so it's not going to really be proccing a lot of sticky bombs, and it's not going to be doing a lot of damage when they do, except for, I guess, the harpoons. Blue team has found the DML, and they're probably talking about that right now as well, seeing if they could maybe a skip or something next stage. Another good thing about playing with a team is just like if you forget about the ability of something that you have, like for example, a DML being an AWU skip, your teammate could just be like, "Oh, by the way, we could do this or that, or some of the things to consider." It's so easy just to forget some stuff sometimes. You're in the heat of the moment.
Cabbage did grab one of the eggs right at the beginning of the stage, but I feel like
That was probably for
it might
health
be a
reasons.
True, but it also could be like a situation of like if it's easy for me to get, maybe I'll just grab it really easy, but I'm not gonna like go out of my way for it, you know?
Oh, I absolutely agree with that though too. Like it's possible, but Cabbage is one to not want to go super far out of his way for things like that. So,
And
that is
we say
another
that
pro.
as Cabbage was the only person that booped last round.
Yeah, I think he thought it'd be a little bit quicker, and I think he was doing it more for his teammate Goji, right? Um, so I guess we'll see if Cabbage finishes way earlier, or maybe even not. Maybe Cabbage is like, okay, if I can go really fast here, Goj, like I'm gonna just try to go for it. You can go for the red if you want like more of a kind of scouty approach. See if that like kind of works out. But oh, and Goji is dead. Unfortunately, they walked
No!
right into an overloading larva, and I mean, when you spawn to a stage and it hits you, that's pretty much an immediate death sentence. So that is
Damn,
really rough.
Goji's just having a rough day.
They are having a
Unfortunate.
rough day. They did win the last race they were in, so
Really?
from a very unique high to a very unique low so far. But at least they have Cabbage to help them out today.
They need to get first and second though, so this is gonna be tough.
That is tough. I mean, that might
Ooh.
actually be the nail in the coffin then. I mean,
Yeah.
we still have plenty of opportunity for blue team to die. We've seen that
Yeah, I mean you're
throughout the
playing
day.
NG.
I mean,
It's not like it's a
Mithrix has,
character that's
yeah.
yeah.
And also, Cabbage pulling another ATG out of the adaptive chest right next to TP, and he's out. He's going to next stage.
Yeah,
He's
and it was a
looking,
really easy ATG too. So
yeah.
Goji should be able to get that very easy. I think it was like the second pick. Like it was, it wasn't like something you had to really snap onto. Goji dies again.
Ooh, that's
Oh.
really rough.
The mental boom.
The larva really taking them for a spin right now. That is tough.
Oh no. 07's in the chat.
And especially because Goji did happen to die, I guarantee you that's why Cabbage is like, all right, I'm not trying for AWU. I need to try to get first as like fast as I can right now.
Yeah, guarantee the first, and then that's tough.
Hopefully Goji does not die again. It's still possible to get second place with 2+5s. It's not likely, but it's possible. So as long as they don't die again, I think 3 would be almost on the verge of too much or past too much. And there we go. Cabbage gets a vase, stage 5. So he has his pillar skip, he has some damage, and he has survivability for the fight. So the one thing Cabbage is missing really is just the movement speed. It's really unfortunate that all he has is the feather in the vase to move around the arena in the fight, but I mean, not really much else to work with, so.
Damn, if
you got.
only the imp had paid out with their boss head and with that crit printer.
I know, right?
If only.
Maybe there was some secret gun stashed somewhere that they could have had for it. Goji finding the ATG out of the adaptive chest was really good. There's a speed printer on stage 4 that red team did not find. That's really what red team needed too, because
Yeah.
Like
Blue
if
team's playing
Goji,
this NG run amazingly.
yeah, if Goji had just like turned around from spawn and just went right towards that speed printer instead of going right for TP, they would have been alive. Because that's just the one thing they were missing. Very unfortunate. It's just like they didn't. I know red team just didn't really want to take out the void seed. Oh, look at this! Zinc is doing the AWU skip.
Oh,
He missed the egg though. Oh no, he has to like go back up if he wants to hit the egg. He's
tough.
trying to get his grenades over the lip there. He's probably thinking like, dude, I'm gonna just leave. Ah man,
Yeah,
he's gonna leave.
3 tries is enough.
Oh, that sucks. He just missed with the orbs. They just bounced around the egg. I wanted to see the red too, damn. Oh well.
Just watching Cabbage barely making outside of the boop zone every single time. The big
Yeah.
blast from the control unit.
Oh, and there
'Cause
he has
they're
a
so
quail actually
slow.
from TP, so that will actually help him a ton. That's exactly what he needs right now. Goji unfortunately is scaring me some more. They still don't really have any speed, and they're dealing with all this stuff. So I really like blue team's position right now. They're looking kind of good. Man, we just got the best item, by the way. An Aegis just dropped for blue team. I'm assuming Ruddy
Holy.
is telling Zinc immediately, hey, you got to get this shit right now.
Bro,
There's
we're
a red
not
item.
gonna win unless.
Cabbage is almost done with TP. I think he might just leave immediately.
Oh yeah,
He has the vase.
absolutely.
He's got the quail. He's got the feather. He's got the bands.
3 plimps, that's enough. Like with bands, yeah, you're actually looted enough. The only thing that he doesn't have is speed, and you can't like another band out of the chance shrine and a watch. Never mind, we suck actually. As casters, I think that there's a reason we don't play in the races. I think that it's obviously.
I thought he had hit that shrine already. I didn't know he had enough money for it. So my bad. Never mind. My bad. And another feather up top. And unfortunately, Cabbage had just hit the TP, so he didn't get access to it. But Goji just did let him know, like, hey, that other band is going to be pretty nice. But really, though, blue team has just a lot more damage in their build, right? Even if Cabbage is a little bit ahead, right? Cabbage is so much slower, so he's going to lose time getting to the vase spot, which he's doing right now. He's going to lose time a little bit getting to the ship. Only a few seconds. It's not too bad, but he's going to be really scary in the Mythic fight with no movement speed. Blue team, however, a lot more speed, a lot more damage. They have crit. They have AP rounds. They're looking a little bit nice. Movement speed is just it might make the difference here.
Yeah. Cabbage is going for the desperation fast play, essentially,
Yep, and he's gotta. All right. And the fight starts with Cabbage. Cabbage is going to put his turrets inside of the ramp in the arena. We'll see that here. Just a little bit of wall teching. Blap. Smithers cannot hit them as easy. He did get a good swipe there though, but like from the sides of the ramp, it's pretty tough. Unfortunately, right now Mithrix is gaming, so his turrets are dying. We'll see. It looks like blue team is still looting up stage 4 or 5. Sorry. They're still looking for extra stuff. They did find the extra feather. They are going to find the extra band and the extra watch from the shrine next to TP. I mean, they're playing very well together, getting up all the loot. So
yeah, it's the coordination is definitely there on blue team more than red team. It seems this round. They just seem to be so in sync on finding the same stuff, and as soon as one person finds something good, the other one runs immediately over there. At their next most convenient point. It's entertaining to watch, honestly.
Unfortunately, Goji started the teleporter a little bit later than everyone else, so they get an extra boss to fight, which is cool.
And an extra
Oh,
death.
yeah, extra +5 for them. Oh man.
Oh no.
Unless something insane happens for blue team. Oof.
Oh yeah, the fuel cells too on blue team for the extra vase. It's just I'm watching them right now, just being able to, man, just coordinated, well put together, wonderful run. Could use a little bit more speed, but
Yeah. The
who's
thing is
complaining?
though, like if you're Cabbage and Goji, it's hard to really stop and communicate too much when you know you have to get first and second. You're just like, hey, we gotta go.
Yeah,
Even blue team is going to soup right now to check it out, or Zinc is. Reddy is going all the way up. So let's see if Zinc finds anything worth getting. I doubt there'd be an item worth getting here.
ICBM.
Oh my god. I don't know if he's gonna get it though.
No, he goes for the scorpion instead.
Yeah. He does lose one feather, but he has the speed to kind of back that up. If he had lost two, that would have been a little bit scary. The reason that he did not go for ICBM, by the way, is because the turrets are going to be the main things that apply ICBM, but they're also
Right.
going to be hit by Mithrix a lot, so they're not going to have the shield for Plasma Shrimp as much.
True. But they
So
will
have-
stack the scorpion still.
Yeah, always, which is a good not greed play, because I think most people would have been like, ICBM, I want it. And it looks
More
like
number on
Ruddy.
screen.
Reddy's actually going
Yeah.
for ICBM here. So they're kind of splitting their strategy. I still think that Zinc played it right, though, with the Scorpion.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, for NG, that is a lot more missiles that you get as well, right?
Yeah.
For you as well. So it depends. We'll see it. Look at the see,
Just
like,
an
pretty much
example of one of
live
those
which
those
one
red
goes
items
better.
being very character specific, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're cooking up though. Cabbage is already on stage. Is that stage 3?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Cabbage is almost done. Blue team is struggling here trying to catch up to him, but I think they will. I mean, it'll be very close. I don't know. This is very close. Because already Zinc is blasted through phase 1, so.
Shit. That scorpion damage. The armor shred.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. We're looking at Ready here. I think their damage at the moment is pretty comparable. I think it'll be phase 3 and phase 2 where the turrets won't have really as much opportunity to missile anything, but we'll see. I mean, that wall tech under the ramp that they're all using is still really helpful, so. Cabbage is doing the best he can, and, you know, he has good damage cycles here. He's not letting Mithrix, you know, get away too much without him doing damage, right? He's using all of his abilities as much as he can, but it's just tough with the amount of damage he has.
Kind of cool that Ruddy and Zinc, even though they're on the same team, are neck and neck right now. Because you got your own little rivalry in your head of which is going to do better, the Scorpion or the ICBM. And I think in stage 2, the ICBM will probably just overtake a little bit because you don't get as many Scorpion stacks on an individual enemy. But
Absolutely, and it did. I mean, Ruddy started the fight a
Yeah.
little bit later, and he already came back. So
yeah, I think it's gonna be stage 3 that. Oh, never mind. It's like already like a third away. It's a third of Mithrix's health gone. Is maybe ICBM was the play. Who knows?
there was a lot of initial damage there, definitely for phase 3 before Mithrix can even touch the turrets. That they did get a lot of damage, so it
Yeah.
was very, very good. Oh no, I agree.
also
Maybe
like-
maybe it would
yeah.
have been better.
It's also like the cycle of attacks too, like just the RNG of just what attacks Mithrix decides to do this time. Like does he decide to target you or the turrets? It's
Yep.
a lot of randomness. Does the pizza hit the turret or does it miss it for 3 in a row, you know?
But now, oh, yeah, here we go. Ready is done. Good job. Very, very powerful.
ICBM is better, apparently.
The thing is,
So if
as
you-
well, Zinc gave up on like the area where his turrets were. And so if your turrets are not constantly shooting the Scorpion, Mithrix isn't getting the stacks. It's kind of
Right.
wasted. By that point, you might as well have gotten ICBM if you're going to be the one doing the most damage to him. Or the most attacks, anyway. But, that being said, Cabbage is done. And he did get to the ship first. Even, I mean, look at Blue Team, though, wrapping it up, like, at the same time, pretty much. But, man, good job for Cabbage. I mean, with a way worse build, he was so much faster. He just got there early, and that time saved. If he had gotten there, like, you know, even 30 seconds later, he would not have gotten the win, so.
Golf clap to him, honestly. Even though his team's not going to win today, most likely, he had an incredible performance in most of the races.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, Cabbage is very consistent at getting number one most of the time, so he got a 3 out of 4 wins today if it were like a solo scored. But man, I really liked seeing Blue Team coordinate as much as they did, though. That was good. Cabbage is done. We're gonna unfortunately probably have to pull out Goj, as much as I hate doing it, but
Unfortunate.
I want to wait for the final times to come in as well. But I mean, you know, Blue Team does rake it in. We can. I don't want Zinc to die on the moon if we bring him in the cast or anything, and just like screw it up. So we'll wait a second. But if you guys want to give a round of applause to Ruddy and Zinc, they absolutely fucking deserve it for playing out of their mind today and very coordinated. It was very fun to watch. So
Yeah,
good job for
they
them.
played they like honestly, you know, they didn't get first in most of the races, right? Cabbage got first in most of the races. But what they did is they utilized the team aspect of it to both play extremely consistent in order to get second and third on almost every single one, and then got first on one single one, and that was the deciding factor. You know,
Yep.
like it was just extremely well coordinated and played. And that was the difference maker, is that it seemed like the team play was there more or less,
Mm-hmm.
which is hard to do in a single player game.
Absolutely. Hello, Blue Team.
Hello.
You won. Congratulations. Huge high five. Boom.
Yay.
Whoa. So how'd you feel about that one?
Very
That-
strong run.
Very strong.
Oh, let me go pull Goji out, unfortunately. 1 second. Hey, Goj.
Oh man, say it.
Yeah.
So
They both gave up and I got second by default.
Yeah.
Is that what you're
That's
coming to say?
crazy.
Yeah,
Dude.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, they're coming. So it looks like it is 10-13 on the final score. So let me reflect that. Good job to everyone today, by the way. That was an interesting loadout for the last one, and I'm noticing, Cabbage, that there was a lack of Vagrant stage 1 death.
Yeah,
Mhm.
kind of really need to have a talk about that.
If you kill the Vagrant, it actually can't explode. So I use that tech. I think Cap's making a
No, it's
video on it.
14. Yeah, that's a
If
cool
I
tech.
If I hadn't thrown the Merc, it would have been different, but I can't not throw GG.
Sometimes, like, things just come in from other loadouts, and it's
I
tough,
don't know
but
what happened with the Merc, man.
pizza. Or something.
No,
I don't know.
didn't die
Actually, I
to
wasn't
pizza.
watching.
No, I died to a fire pillar.
Oh, man.
Like, I still don't know what happened there. Ate a
I'll
fire
have to-
pillar.
I'll have to watch it back later. But regardless, GG to blue team. You guys played extremely well, and also GG to red team for putting up an excellent fight. I mean, it was 10-14, so very
It's close.
close. Yeah, I mean, even the first two loadouts were a tie, obviously. So very close all the way through. And thank you, Frost, for joining in the cast today. I appreciate that as well.
Of course.
Chat, make sure you check out all of the racers today between Cabbage, Zinc, Ruddy, and Goji. They all played very well, and they all jumped in on stage to perform for you guys and to compete. So, if you're looking for more Risk of Rain content at a high level, those are the races to check out for. Very good. If you want to know when the next race is, we do this every single week. We did it for like 9 or 10 months straight last year, and we only missed 1 week for Christmas. So if you want to know the next race is going to be, make sure you join the Discord. It is on our Twitch page. If you want to see any of the last races that we've ever done, you can go to our YouTube at Risk of Resources. If you want to download the mod that we're using and that we made, so you can play some, scrim races with your friends or anything like that, you can download our mod. Just search up Risk of Resources on the R2 Modman or the Thunder Store. If you want to compete on our special speedrun.com category, you can go to the Gauntlet category for Risk of Rain 2, and that's where most of these races will be on there, getting the top times in the world. And if you want to apply to be a racer to jump in on stage and compete with the best, go to riskofresources.com/rules. Thanks everybody for competing and playing and watching today. We all appreciate everyone involved. And we'll see you guys next week for the next one. Smile. Goodbye, everybody. This is where you guys say bye.
Bye. Sorry.
Bye.
Sorry. Bye.
Bye. Bye.